So, what do we know about this new assassin who tried to take out Trump? Ryan Ruth is his name. He's 58 years old, has a troubling past. But first, let's go back to how it started. Palm Beach, Florida, Sunday, Trump was playing a round of golf at Trump International Golf Course. And the way that Secret Service does it is they go at least one hole ahead of Donald Trump. They don't actually secure a large perimeter, which is troubling. And apparently, Trump was approaching the green on hole number 5. The agent was ahead on hole number 6 and saw the barrel of a gun peeking through the chain link fence on hole 6. The Secret Service agent takes at least 4 shots, and then the suspect flees, gets into his Nissan SUV, but not before someone nearby witnessed it, got the license plate down, called it in, and police were able to apprehend Ryan Ruth fleeing on I-95. Now, of course, if you were watching the news at this time, they said it had nothing to do with Trump, that there were 2 people involved in a shooting near the golf course, and Trump was actually leaving the course, and that's why they took precaution. That couldn't be further from the truth. And the liberal media went into overdrive trying to diminish this. Even Lester Holt on NBC tried to imply that it was somehow Trump's fault for talking about Haitian immigrants in Springfield, Ohio.
Today's apparent assassination attempt comes amid increasingly fierce rhetoric on the campaign trail itself. Mr. Trump, his running mate J.D. Vance continue to make baseless claims about Haitian immigrants in Ohio.
Other liberals chimed in with hateful things like Rachel Vindeman, who said no ears were harmed, go back to your normal Sunday. Turns out Rachel Vindeman is married to Alex Vindeman, who is behind that Ukraine perfect phone call whistleblower hoax. Even Time magazine said that this guy's political ideology was unclear. Well, we'll tell you why that's a lie. So Ryan Ruth has a long rap sheet. He's a convicted felon having a weapon of mass destruction years ago. So a convicted felon who lives in Hawaii, who's a failed house builder, somehow makes his way to Florida and gets his hand on this firearm, which is an SKS-style rifle with a scope. It had plenty of power to reach Donald Trump 300 to 500 yards away. But again, how did he get it? He also obliterated the serial number. He has ties to Ukraine, actually wanting to go there and fight, but he was too old. But he spent a lot of time in Ukraine and D.C., allegedly meeting with lawmakers and other people to try to get funding for people to volunteer in their army. And as it relates to political ideology, he's donated to Democrat causes 19 different times via Act Blue. And on the back of his pickup truck, he has a Biden-Harris bumper sticker. But that's not all. There are countless social media posts that we were able to screen grab before they took everything down. They scrubbed his Facebook and his X account and his Instagram account. But he was literally touting the line, Donald Trump is a, quote, threat to democracy. Where and who have you heard that from? Ruth's own son said he was shocked that he didn't even think his dad owned a gun, but that his dad does hate Trump, just like, quote, every other reasonable person. And as we see, based on the criminal complaint, Ruth was able to camp out outside of the Donald Trump golf course for 12 hours based on cell phone data. So a lot of questions here. How was he able to hang out? He had 2 backpacks, a GoPro, a bag of food, and of course his firearm. How did he remain undetected for this entire time? He's also been featured in articles where he apparently met with the Ukrainian Ministry of Defense, and he has ties to the group, the Azov Brigade, which has a lot of questionable activity. You'll have to go look that one up. The other weird thing is that the Palm Beach County Sheriff Rick Bradshaw told the press the other day that if Donald Trump were president, he would have more of a perimeter. But since he's not, he doesn't get all the security he needs, I guess. Furthermore, guess who's investigating? The FBI. And even more weird, guess who the lead agent is? Jeffrey Veltri. Before he was promoted to special agent in charge of the Miami-Dade area, which oversees Mar-a-Lago, he had to scrub his social media because Chris Wray made him, because there was so much Trump hatred and vitriol. It had to be scrubbed before he was able to get the promotion. And yes, he's the guy in charge of the investigation. Thankfully, Ron DeSantis, the governor of Florida, said, well, the state of Florida is going to do their own investigation as well. So Ruth appeared in court where he's being charged with only 2 things: possession of a firearm, while being a convicted felon, and possession of a firearm with an obliterated serial number. He could do 20 years for the first charge, maximum 5 years for the second charge. No conspiracy to commit murder or anything like that. And before you gun people start saying things, this guy's a convicted felon. Never should have had a firearm in the first place. Where did he get it? The other major question is, this round of golf was not publicized. It was an off-the-record visit. Trump had no plans to go there and then made the decision, and somehow Ryan Ruth was there at the perfect spot. So the question is, does Donald Trump have a mole inside his organization? What do you think about that video? Pretty good, right? Well, why don't you like it, share it, and subscribe it? And for more, check me out live every weekday afternoon, 3 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Central, right here on this platform, which you can find a link to at IkeWingate.com.